Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ryan. Welcome back to Blueprints. Listen, it's a chill evening over here in the indigestion household. And so I'm going to do something I've never done before with Blueprints. I'm going to drink while recording. To be clear, I don't actually drink alcohol. This is a non-alcoholic beer, but I will be drinking a non-alcoholic beer. And go and just buck wild on this lovely evening. Welcome to this Blueprints episode. This is episode number 126. And I have a small update for you, which is that the beer tastes really good. Just kidding. It's that I asked a small front seat question to the Discord about something that we uncovered in the last episode. In the last episode, I uncovered some staff announcements as we were spiraling our stars, as we were gaining stars. I encountered a couple staff announcements that listed some of the upgrade discs, and I was pretty sure, 99% sure, that I had gotten all of them before, but I wanted to double check my own memory, and so I asked Discord. I said, hey, these 9, if you include archives, upgrade discs, yes or no, have I found them? And they said, we're 99% sure you have gotten all of those. And I said, great, I'm 99% sure, you're 99% sure, we're gonna call it good. So I think I have gotten those 9, which means that there's 7 other ones that we have yet to find. That's the whole update. That's the big update. Welcome. So what are we gonna do in this episode? Well, first off, I'm probably just gonna hop in and draft an observatory. But it's probably time we make our peace with some math. Drinking and math, that always goes well together, right? Drinking non-alcoholic beer and math. So we've got this thing, the numeric core, the family core. And like I said in the last episode, I think one of the first things that I want to do is just make sure that I do understand it correctly. So, we'll do that here in a second. Before we do anything, really, we should probably do that. Let me just do one run. Let me just do one run of grabbing observatory, because I want to see... My curiosity is immense about what Spiral of Stars will say. And I just want to spend 30 seconds saying hello... There you go. Saying hello to you and saying... and seeing what this says. And 1 gem, 4. Now, what does that mean? That's fucked up. Never mind. Throw the entire plan out for the rest of the day. That's the last thing I would have expected. So much so that I didn't even say anything. I didn't even say, like, hey, here's what we're expecting. Because to me, it was so obvious that the next word would be and. It was not and. We got conservatory. This is good. Let's draft a couple more of these. I am obsessed with Spiral of Stars. I am spiraling. Bunk room, we want to be rare. Wine cellar, we want to be probably, honestly, closer to standard. Honestly, actually, I will say, let's do standard, because wine cellar has something going on beyond just the 3 gems, which are valuable to me. It also has a family crest. And there's a bunch of family crests inside of room 46. And I am convinced that these are... This room should also probably be a little bit less rare than rare. It's a good junction, honestly. Okay, let's call it a day. I'm convinced there's something going on with the family crests inside of room 46. I have no idea where to start there. I'm a little nervous that the family crests... Okay, let's talk this through. I'm a little nervous that one of the things I have misunderstood about family core is that it actually has to do with the crest itself and not the number beneath it. Because if it has to do with the crest itself, then we have a bunch more numeric core puzzles to try and solve, which are all of the ones inside of room 46. I hope that is not the case, because I don't Currently, I have 0 confidence in my numeric core ability. But maybe that's what we'll solve today. As soon as I find out what is going on after the word 4 in observatory. 4, not the number 4. F-O-R. As soon as I figure out what's going on there, then we'll return to the puzzle that I'm sort of... let's just be emotionally vulnerable, Ryan. I'm a little nervous about it. Because I don't know that I'm smart enough. I don't know that I understand it well enough. And that means that I probably just need to buckle down and try and understand it better. But... I'm sort of doing I'm avoiding a little bit the numeric core problem because I am nervous that I'm going to get there and it's going to be a dead end again and I'm not going to know what to do with it. So, give me an observatory, please, so that I can then go draft conservatory in the corner. Beautiful. Okay. So what is the word going to be after 4? This is actually a really interesting hypothesis. I don't really want to do this every time because that seems like a waste of your time and mine, but add 1 word to Spiral of Stars and add 1 key and 1 gem. 4? For each? Is it like related to something? Add 1 gem for each footstep you have remaining? For each upgrade disc you found? For each. Each is exactly the word. I feel like a genius. Okay, that feels good. For each what? For each what? The fact that it says 4 now has kind of like awakened in me the possibility maybe I need to just keep spiraling of starsing until maybe it'll be something amazing that will help me solve numeric cores or something else. Conservatory. I love this frickin' room. What is it going to be? That looks like Freezer. Freezer Terrace Casino. Casino is standard, which I don't like. I actually want this to be rare. I don't need it for any money. Freezer rare is great. Terrace rare is great. I mean, I don't think I need to go to any of those, so let's do at least one more day, right? This is how they get you. For each what? My guess is that it is related to some other currency in the game. For each footstep you have, for each room you have drafted. Honestly, that could be super interesting. Add, like, so far this run, for each room in the house. That's kind of... Footstep would be too many. Room in the house would be exciting. For each coin in your inventory, for each... I don't know. Can you tell I'm just full of ideas? Full of ideas and curiosity. And it's fucking tantalizing that I only get answers 1 word at a time. It's kind of brilliant if you think about it. It's kind of a dick move, but it's kind of brilliant at the same time. Hilariously, in this game, at this stage, okay, how do I phrase this? I'm getting 1 word at a time for one of the problems that I'm trying to solve in this game. And that is by far the quickest pace I am solving anything in this game right now. And that is what I mean by it's kind of hilarious. It is tantalizing. It's a faucet that is dripping once every 2 seconds, but that water is so sweet. Now, the problem is it has a potential to be pretty boring here in a second. If it ends up just being... I promise that the minute that Spiral of Stars gets boring in its, like, where it's going next, I will drop everything and just focus on numeric cores. But for now, I was really hoping that we would find something interesting there, and we did. We did find something interesting. We found a... 1 gem for each I hope it's room in the house. Rank. Wait, how many did I just get? Did I get 5? Shit, I'm actually gonna literally go back and watch because I wasn't. I'm gonna go back and watch the footage because I wasn't watching. Oh shit, I got 10. That makes no sense. I got 10. I got 10 gems. Wait, that's actually the most confusing thing possible. So basically, I think what that means is that I'm getting a gem for a rank something. I don't understand the words afterwards, and yet no, wait. I'm confused. There's 9 ranks in the house. There's 10 ranks in the house if you include room 46. 10. Is it saying I'm getting 1 for each rank that exists? Or each... I imagined it was going to be for each rank you had like a room on. But maybe it's just saying for each rank. Like for each... If you got 1 for each file, it would be 5. That's interesting. Okay. We're going to see what that means here in a second. Is it the same next time is basically what I'm trying to say. Let's do it again. One gem for each rank. What would be the word after that? And? Here's the mental, like, arithmetic is the wrong word because of numeric course. Here's the mental hoop I'm trying to jump through. If the spiral of stars has the potential to cause a bunch of things to happen, it must be that the only things it actually causes to happen are the things that you have words for, right? When I first got Spiral of Stars, I did not get 10 gems. I got 1 key after I added that much in terms of words. Then I got 1 key and 1 gem. Then, when it said 4 and each, nothing happened. But the minute we added rank, meaning that's the end of that, like, modifying clause, that's when we got 10. So I think that clause is over. Unless there is a second modifying clause on the end of it, which would be really kind of funny, actually, if you think about it. For each rank. Like if the next 4 words are that you have visited, if the next 6 words are that you have visited this run, then all of a sudden the amount of gems that I get would go down, which would be really funny because it's going up, then back down based on how many words you have unlocked. And I think it would basically just have, like, the thing I really like about that puzzle formulation is that it would be funny to it would be possible to sort of fuck with the player. And I'm not going to be able to come up with an example right now because my brain, because I'm trying to do it, you know, live on camera, but like having a couple words on the end of a phrase that make it less or more likely or less or more powerful would just be, I think, like pretty funny. Or like the first 8 words of a 10-word sentence make you think it's going one way, but then all of the sudden it goes a different way. I just think that would be kind of cool. Okay, we need to find observatory. We're out of keys. I hope nothing here is locked. Come on, give me a... Give me a observatory. One of these doors is just going to be locked. Nope. Never mind. Found it. Okay. So I would guess that we are starting either a new, like the next word is either and or a second modifying clause. You see these tiny stars that are right beside the other stars? I think we might be actually adding stars to this thing. Does that make sense? Like every time, like the spiral of stars actually maybe, no? That wouldn't make sense because to get to 110, we would have 100, 3, and 7. For each rank reached... For instance, if the next two words are this run, all of a sudden we will get less gems, which I think is really clever and funny. And if I know the developer of Blueprints, they also probably would think it is funny. Spiral of Stars goes up and down in power based on how much you have allowed it to ramble. I just think that's really hilarious. Okay, we'll find out. We'll find out because we're about to draft it again. I'm a man obsessed. What can I say? A man obsessed. Okay, shit. How do I get out of here again? I'm lost. I'm lost in the sauce. The sauce of this game. Okay. I can be a brave boy. I can be a brave boy and try to conquer numeric core. I can do it. Ryan, you're not a coward. You may not be smart enough, and that is also okay. Why is observatory on here twice? We want it to be commonplace. Why is it on here twice? That's weird. Oh shit, if you change one, does it change the other? I probably should have tried that. My official prediction for the next two words are this run. I also think I should probably do 3 more days of this before I do anything else. Just to see if... what happens after this run? Or what happens after the end of this clause, you know? Okay. It's also really, like, not difficult to do this. Like, it's pretty... Of course it's not difficult, but it's pretty... it's kind of just fun. Just kind of brainlessly drafting to get the... It takes, like, 2 minutes each time, probably. I'm taking security on the off chance that... I'm going to read some staff announcements here in a second, because I am interested to see... If there is a hint in there, then me having more time to think about said hint would not be a bad thing. Comma, then. Wait. I need to check the recording. Because I'm pretty sure... I don't know how many I gained last run. This run, I think I only gained... I was at 0 gems, so I gained 3. I think I gained 3 keys. This is on the third rank, right? Yes. So I'm pretty sure what happened is that the run before this one... I only gained... like 5 or 6, but I didn't realize it. Let me go check the recording. It's almost like I should be paying attention to the amount of gems I have directly before and after drafting each time. And yet, here I am, not doing that. Or before I select the Spiral of Stars. Okay, I'm checking the footage. I'm waiting for my software to load. So I think it must, I think rank reached in the game's vocabulary means this run. Rank, with nothing else on the end of it, in the game's vocabulary means how many ranks exist. I think you guys can hear this. Sorry for that. Grid 3 and... So I'm watching the footage back. I gained 6. Okay. So that's exactly what's happening. Interesting. I kind of love that. Rank reached is different than rank, meaning anything that we encounter in Spiral of Stars has to be taken on its own terms and not on the terms of what may come in the future. So if Spiral of Stars says something right now, it may not say the same thing next time. And that is scary. But kind of cool. So let's go staff services, check the announcements, and we should have some stuff to read. If we count small gates, 8 dates crack 8 safes. Oh, that's so funny. It's such a throwback. Wow. I love the formatting. That's neat. God, how long ago that was. This is a trip down memory lane, frankly. Staff announcement number 31. These people are eventually going to help me solve this game. Exclamation question mark, who posted that? I'm almost positive that Sinclair, while tolerant of moderate hints, explicitly told us not to provide full solutions to any of his puzzles. Oh, and that's debatable. I don't know that it's a full solution. Yeah, well, actually, I'm on your side. Anne's like, no freaking backseating. And I'm like, you know what, Anne? I'm saying the same shit. But Randolph is correct in some way too. I can check network activity logs to see who's posting announcements, but personally I think that's a bit of a stretch calling that a full solution, even if perhaps it does cross the line. The funniest thing about this is that I have these conversations a couple times every month probably. There's always somebody in the YouTube comments who's like, "Hey, no spoilers, but spoiler." And I'm like, "You motherfucker." That is staff announcement number 33, and there's more. Let's read it. Even if it's not a full solution, in the sense that there's more to decipher, it still completely trivializes the art hanging on the walls. Is there any way we can delete that post before Simon sees it? Nope. This is so funny. This is so meta to me. This is a backseating conversation. This is a This is a conversation in the world of the game about how puzzles are enjoyed. And I love that. The developer of Blueprints made this game for me as a person, and I believe that in my heart. Unfortunately, I can't delete announcements remotely. We'll have to hope Simon has already solved it when that was posted. There's another one after this. This is so funny to me. Okay, we're screenshotting just to have it. I'm not even sure what the offending message means, but it does remind me of the letters I saw written on the back of the bookcase in the secret passage. Kimberly, you're not helping. That's a different puzzle entirely. I might have to stay away from security. These assholes are actually spoiling the game. That's said with sarcasm, to be clear. I agree, but I believe that 1 is part of a 6x3 grid, not a 9x5 grid. I've concluded that it does not have a connection to the estate floor plan. I've noticed a few others of these that the Baron placed around the estate. Randolph. So here's the thing. Something worth saying right now in this moment is that I think there is a really lovely thing happening right now, which is that the Blueprints developer is using employing the voices of these real characters in this game to walk around the problems that I have been solving. I love the way Randolph writes because it feels like Randolph. I love the way that Anne writes because it feels like Anne. I love the way that Kimberly writes because it feels like Kimberly. Of course, I am probably more of an Anne in some ways and more of a Randolph in other ways. But it's funny either way, it's funny to just see them be themselves. And that's a skill. And not all game developers have that skill. The art of writing in a character's voice. I remember when Mr. Nagula first discovered the letters on the statue in the cloister. He thought they were graffiti, attempted to scrub them off. I had to gently inform him. Random letters or randomly missing letters found under the Baron's watch should not be considered out of place. I'm sure that that has a meaning. Randomly missing letters. But the only thing I can think of is the missing 8th letter. That is, letter as in piece of mail, not letter as in piece of the alphabet. But maybe it means something that I haven't. Maybe it means something I've already solved, or maybe it means something I have not solved. Already solved and forgotten, or not solved and don't understand. Let's go get conservatory. So here's the thing. I think right now, with Spiral of Stars saying comma then, we have determined really what the quote unquote pattern of Spiral of Stars is. Which is that a series of steps will occur. And so far, we don't know what those are. It's not going to say add one word to Spiral of Stars, then add one blank, add one blank, add one blank, add one blank. It's going to say, then do this thing with a bunch of modifiers related to it. Then it will say, comma, then do this thing. It's almost like they're almost like a series of experiments, where the amount of words in the clause affects the reward that I get. Adding more words to the clause probably will help me. Mostly minus rank reached versus rank. But either way, I feel it a good pausing point for Spiral of Stars, which means that it's time for me to figure out the numeric core. So let's do it. It's time to be a brave boy, Ryan. Be brave, be brave. So here's what I'm hoping to do. Let's go back and just refresh ourselves, get a new perspective on everything we have learned about numeric cores. To the Baroness of Mount Holly, for her own hand, which is still not a phrase that I exactly understand. Numeric cores by the Third Era. Numeric cores had fallen, completely out of favor, were no longer being included in proofs by serious arithmeticians. This concept, once considered sacred, was now regarded as an over-engineered concept that only served to slow further advancements in the field, as Philip Wilkins once famously put it. Hold up. I just had a realization. Unrelated to anything else. I might be wrong. Shit, I might be wrong. Hold up. It's not related to numeric cores at all. Kind of. I'm looking through my notes for something in particular. The minute I find it, I'll tell you about it. Sorry. Did I store it in this folder? I don't know where it is. Shit. Okay. Yes. Oh my God. Page 36 and 37. I knew there was a reason that wouldn't matter. I was like, what? They're page 36 and 37. Classroom 2. Hannah, after a few false leads, I managed to track down one of the old textbooks from your list. The original compendium was in archival storage on a restricted floor of the campus library, to which I fortunately still have access. However, I'm devastated to report pages 36 and 37 had been removed, ripped out. It's such a shame that the progress of higher academia is constantly thwarted by the political whims of the CBE. One of the questions I have written down on my my notebook are, what does the CBE stand for? In the past, I have said that it could possibly be Children of Blackwater, except water starts with an E. CBE, I don't know. But if you wish, I can transcribe the surviving pages and send them to you. I don't believe there's any mention of cores of any kind. I didn't even remember that part was in there. Holy shit. Amazing. Okay, so that's cool. I believe this right here says, attention, Mrs. Pearson. Because in my notebook, I have written down, what book was Pearson looking for, and what does the CBE stand for? The book, we have discovered the pages that are missing. It's the CBE. The other thing that I can't remember is I thought that this was actually, I thought the thing that I was just looking at was actually a piece of paper from Schoolhouse, or like the outside classroom. But that's actually a speech. But I don't remember if that includes anything. I think of those two pieces of paper as like related to each other. The Hannah Pearson, or the Professor whatever to Hannah Pearson note. Let me just quickly double check that. For some reason, the classroom 2 teacher is interested in numeric cores. So I guess the next question to write down is, why interested in numeric cores? It sounds like the context of that letter makes it sound like Mrs. Pearson had at one point studied numeric cores, and it was from like an old like syllabus or rubric or something. Schoolhouse letter 1. Okay, here. Mrs. Peterson Mrs. Peterson, our future principal, my reluctant successor. Yes. So the letter, I don't know now if the letter we were just reading from classroom 2 is is to Mrs. Peterson? If so, who the fuck is Pearson? But one of the old textbooks from your list, Professor L. Charity. I mean, this is a person at the campus library at some institution that Hannah probably attended. Long story short, somebody was interested in numeric cores, just like me. That's the whole story. Steps to find a numeric core. Take any number with 4 or more digits. Without changing the sequence, split that number into 4 smaller numbers. Assign each a different color, resulting in a valid mathematical equation that produces the smallest whole number possible. The first number should always be assigned teal to begin with a positive number. If the result is a number with more than 3 digits, repeat the above process. The final number you obtain that is less than 4 digits is considered the numeric core of the larger number. I will say, I don't know. Okay, our job here is to question our assumptions. I'm going to Google the phrase whole number definition because I don't know that what I'm reading here makes it that the numeric core has to be a positive number. Never mind. I should go back to my 7th grade maths class. My Mrs. Redacted would be very pissed at me for not remembering this. Whole numbers must be non-negative. It cannot be less than 0. Let's go. Okay. I was like, it only says that the first number should begin with a positive number. Gulp. So I was wrong. If the result is a number with more than 3 digits, repeat the process. More than 3 meaning 4. Doesn't say 3 or more. It says more than 3, meaning 4 or more. The final number you obtain that is less than 4. Okay, yeah. So the next page says 86455. Becomes 86455. Why does it not become 86455? I don't know. This just says split the number into 4 smaller numbers. I don't know what that means. I don't know why it works that way. Now, maybe that's part of the puzzle. We have 2 parts to this problem. We have theoretic how numeric cores work. Sorry, we have 3 parts to this problem. 1, theoretically how numeric cores work. Do I understand the rules, the logic? Have I success? Because there is a difficulty here, which is that you have to find the smallest whole number possible, meaning you have to go through it multiple times. You may have to go through it multiple times to get to the correct smallest number, whole number. That's the theoretics of how to solve a numeric core. 2, there is what is the numerical core of the number underneath the family crest inside of wine cellar. That has its own complications. I have to take the theory and apply it to a specific problem. Then there's 3, which is, what do you do once you find that number? I don't know. 3 is a big question mark that I am... In terms of like 1, 2, and 3, I would say I'm like 90% confident on number 1. I think I understand how they work, but one of the questions that I have is, for this number, is how do you know where to split it? I know for our... One of the questions I have about number 1 there, the theoretical how to find a numeric core, is why in this case is it 86455 and not 86, 4, 5, 5. The good news is, for number 2, how do we solve the problem underneath the wine cellar? I know where to split it because the game tells me where to split it. So that solves that problem, but I'm still interested in the theory of number 1. Number 1, I feel 90% certain on what it means and how the theoretical numeric core happens. Number 2, I feel about 70% confident. I did some math. The minute I did the math, it left my brain, and I don't know if my math is still trustworthy. Number 3, I feel 0% confident. So that's where we're at. So we're going to start from number 1, see if we can get to 100%, go from there. So here's my thought. Let's do 3614. Let's do 3614. Let's do the math and see if we can't do like an extra example to, you know, make this work. 3614 becomes plus 3. We need to kind of move this somewhere else, but I guess I'll just put it here. Plus 3, comma. Then how do you make this number the smallest possible? It has to be a whole number. You could try. You could try. I don't think you can do a minus here. If the second number is bigger than the first number, I don't think you can do minus. So I think you have to do divided by 6 or times 6. But I guess let's just do the math on all of them, right? If we try to do minus 6, let's do that one first because it ends up being fucked up, I'm pretty sure. If we try to do minus 6, then we can either do times 1 and divided by 4, or we could do divided by 1 times 4. So the first version of that is -3 times 1 is still -3 divided by 4. That's a non-positive number. Cannot work. If we flipped it, we could do -3 divided by 1 is still -3 times 4 is -12. So that still doesn't work. So we know what to do. If the second number in a numeric core is bigger than the first number, you cannot have subtraction in the second slot. That's good to know. We've learned something concrete already. So now we only have sort of 4 options to do. And in fact, let's just type out all 4 of them just in case. Why is this not working? Uh-oh. Is my computer freezing? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Designer froze. Okay, well, this program is trash anyways. I guess we'll have to talk it out. And then I'm going to have to close it because I don't know what I did. So, +3 divided by 6 becomes 1/2. You can then times by 1 becomes 1/2. And subtract 4, which does not work. Or you can subtract 1, so +3 divided by 6, 1/2 minus 1 becomes -1/2 times 4 becomes -2, so that doesn't work either. So I think it has to be +3 times 6. I hope anything that I'm saying at home is making sense. My program is completely frozen. So, I don't know. Hope it's working. Okay. Let's make sure my audio didn't mess up. My audio's still good, too. That's, you know, that's a good sign. Has to be positive 3 times 6. So that's 18. 18. Then you get minus 1 divided by 4. Becomes 17 divided by 4 is not a whole number. So it has to be plus 3 times 6 is 18. Divided by 1 is 18. And minus 4 is 14. I'm like pretty sure the answer is 14. Oh, this program is just broken. Okay. Well. Time to Control-Alt-Delete. I shouldn't do that while recording. 1 second. Okay. So I think I got it done, but then it closed. 1 second. I think I feel pretty good about that. So I think it has to be 14. We should write that down on the thing. Let me create with designer again and see if it breaks it a second time. Did it save my work? It did not save my work. Equals 14. We'll put that down there. Cool. Make it bold. Save. Okay. So, that's good. Now, that was helpful to me because that felt like here's what I really liked about that solving process. There was only one answer that ended up as a whole number. It also happened to be a relatively small number, 14 compared to 3,614. So that's good. That means that the process of numerical coring is working, which means now I need to go double check my work on the absolutely cursed Photoshop document that I have. And we'll see how this goes. Okay, so we have some work here, which I don't really want to look at too closely because I think that it'll mostly just make me like sledding down a hill of new fallen snow. I don't want to make tracks that I'll then just keep following. So I'm not even going to look at the screen. What I want to look at right now is the Mechanarium memo, see if I draw the same conclusions. On the coat of arms, the first number is 1 numeral. The rest are each 2 numerals. The problem I have with this is it says on the coat of arms. This is, well, it's kind of on the coat of arms. I guess it's all attached. But you've also got these things up here where there's like 3 holly berries, 1 swan, 2 spades. The first number is 1 numeral. The rest are each 2 numerals. What I like about it is that it says numerals, meaning Roman numerals. Okay, we'll just assume that this is correct, that it's M, CC, XI, this. M, I believe, means 1,000. CC, each is 100. XI is 11. Yes. II is 2. Okay, so so far we're feeling good about that. The other memos to check here are wine cellar memo. The numerals below the coat of arms are 4 different numbers, not 1. Okay, this checks out. Check and check. Then there's vault memo, and there is... we ignore that one for now. And there's memo 35. From Treasure Trove. Maybe it's possible this just isn't vault. So we'll keep that aside as a second thing. We've solved number 1 part of our problem. The theoretical how to numerical core, I believe I understand it. Let's solve 2. Make sure I understand what the numerical core of 1213 is. Sorry, the numerical core of I said this last time, but this is one of the problems that I have, is that, like, what we're looking for here is the number, is the starting number actually, like, 100020001112? Because on the numerical core thing, it says 3614 becomes 3614 becomes 3614. This is an enormous fucking number. If you are supposed to split it into, and I guess I should ignore this part because what we're actually doing is we're writing in code. I think the way to think of this is that it's, or are we just writing in code? You wouldn't want to put, if a numerical core was important in some way to some puzzle, you wouldn't want to just be like 1000, 200, you'd want to make it look like established in the year 1213. I think the more likely answer is that we are just writing in code. But again, I have a problem with that. Okay, now let's do the math. So, first number has to be positive. Let me get my math cheat sheet out so that we've got it. First number must be positive. After that, the second number is smaller. So we may subtract, multiply, or divide. Oh boy, if we're going to do this, we should do it right, right? Let's ignore all of our work. Let's ignore the work that we have. Let's start down here though. So hold up. Make all of these just a wee bit smaller. Gotta make these all a little bit smaller so that we have no room on this document. On this random image that I decided to turn into a fucking mess. Could also probably make this a little bit smaller. Do you like how it looks like kind of a small, a sideways smiley face? That's the face I... Okay, anyways. Welcome to Ryan Plays Photoshop. This we can all make smaller. We don't need that shit, I don't think. This we can certainly still make lots smaller. Okay, so... This... Let's start from the bottom here. What if we just went with, what if we went with yellow? And let's fucking put the things, because I want to make this make sense for myself. I want it to make sense. We're gonna be organized. Plus 1000, minus 200. So after that point, you have two options. What you have here is 800 that you can then either multiply, then divide, or divide then multiply. Oh boy. Okay, this is going to be a lot of photoshopping to try and come up with an answer, but here we are. So 800 times 11. I need to pull up a calculator on my other thing. 800 times 11. I'm not going to be able to use my phone because I have been trying to use my phone to record backup audio in case my computer decides to break. That way I have a shitty backup microphone audio if something goes wrong. 800 times 11 is 8,800 divided by 2. equals 4,400. So let's switch and see what happens if we do it the other way. If you divide and then times, you would get 800 divided by 11 equals 72.7272727 times 2 is not a number. So, what did I say the number before this was? 800 times 11 equals divided by 2, 4,400. Okay, so this one is 4,400. That feels like not a good answer. So now we know that it's not subtracting. We go back to our math cheat sheet. Next, let's do multiplication. This seems not likely. I'm kind of thinking. God, I'm so bad at Photoshop. I'm kind of thinking this one won't work, but let's do. This first. So 1,000 times 200 becomes like 20,000, 200,000, 200,000. Divide that shit by 11. You get a non-whole number that is way too big. What if we subtracted 11 and then divided by 2? Maybe that'll do something. This number is now that. This number is now that color. I'm just doing the color coordinating to help my brain make sure that we have checked every box. So we have 200,000 minus 11 divided by 2. That's not going to be a whole number because it'll end in 0.5. It ended in 0.5. I'm going to write it down, though, just because I think it is very funny. 99,994.5. That seems like a bad answer to me. What do you think? Okay, so it's not that. It's not that. So that means we got only one of the... these are the two remaining options. You have to start with... divide. Sorry, I thought we needed 4 options, but we actually only needed 3 because addition is taken care of in the first option. But this will be good because we have both of them written out. So 1,000 divided by 200 should be 5. 5, cool. Then you've got times. That's subtraction, not addition. Okay, we're going to do the color coordinating. Do the color coordinating. You are that color. Done. You are that color. Done. 5 times 11 should be 55. Minus 2 equals 53. Cool. Feels like a pretty good one. We'll put green. We'll put green. We'll change the color eventually. Why is that not changing color? What the fuck? Oh, yep. I'm so good at Photoshop. 5 minus 11. Negative 6 times 2 is not 36. Is negative my brain is broken. 5 minus 11 is negative 6 times 2 is just negative 12. Fuck. Okay, so actually this one is correct and this one is wrong. So, that's interesting. Okay, this is very interesting. So, I mean, last time we did this, I was unsure about... I wasn't unsure about... I was in Vault looking for 36 and 53. 36 was not right at all, meaning 53 is correct, and there is only... The thing I really like about this is that there's only one answer. It 100% has to be 53. None of the rest of these are positive or small in any way, shape, or form. So this is definitely the answer. That's progress. 50 fucking 3. Now, the problem with that... Oh, you bitch. Herbert Sinclair, you bitch. You absolute piece of shit. What is the note I was just looking at? You son of a gun. That's kind of funny. We'll make it that big, just so we all know. You piece of shit. Okay, that's great. That's great. So this is exciting. This is exciting because that means there's an answer. 2, I shouldn't have been... Now, we don't know what this means, though. I shouldn't have been confident at all. Number 1, I was 90% confident. Number 2, I was like 60% confident. I shouldn't have been confident at all because I did the math wrong, and I didn't understand this. This is more actually probably related to problem number 3, but let's go to problem number 3 because let's see if we can get a vault drafted because 8, see... Sometimes you have to pass the bullshit, the smell test, right? Does the answer to the puzzle that I'm trying to solve this puzzle, right? The answer being either 53 or 36, none of that like particularly is satisfying to me. The answer being 8 is very satisfying to me for reasons that should be very obvious by the point that we are 125 fucking episodes in. The answer is the numeric core is 53. The family core is unlocked by 8. Now the next thing to check is this. I don't know. We need to get the next thing to do is this. Sorry, my brain's going buck wild right now. I need to get a method of... I have 2 problems. One problem is how do I, in this run, draft vault or the room that I need? The second problem, I have 3 problems. 1, how do I draft vault or the room that I need on this run? I don't have to do it on this run, but I would like to. 2, is vault the room that I need? I can double check that by referencing memo 35 and going through and being like, are there other color rooms that have a 5-letter title? So far, no, which is really exciting. Because if so, I will need to draft them. So far, no. Hovel? Is a bedroom. Here's the big piece of evidence I have for it being vault, though. The memo is fucking found in vault, brother. The vault memo is the vault memo. It says vault. We should check, though. What are the other... We should check, because this is not hurting me. All right, what are the... Patio. What are the other 5-letter rooms? Patio. Hovel. Hovel. I still don't know how to say that word. Foyer. Ugh. And the thing with foyer is that it does have... see, this is interesting. The Sinclair family legacy. Let me write this down. So our options are hovel, patio, vault. I think the memo says a red room, right? So I think it just can't be a red room. Let me double check that. Memo 35. God, we're cooking, guys. We're absolutely cooking. Memo 35 says red room. So this can be true if a color is changed. It is true if a color is changed. Cannot be red. There are no bedrooms with 5 letters. There are some blue rooms with 5 letters. Sauna. Study. The thing about study is that it would make a lot of sense because that room freaks me out. I think it feels like there's something else happening in that room every time I'm in it. Maybe it's the ghost of Herbert S. Sinclair, but every time I'm in that room, I'm like, let me look underneath the corner, underneath the... Room 8, kind of. Attic as well. Attic. And I'll put room 8 on the list just in case. It's not really a 5-letter room. It's kind of a 4-letter room plus a number. So, problem 1 is how do we get vault this run? Problem 2 is it vault? Problem 3 is how do I unlock by the sum of its digits? I think the first thing we should do is go to vault. How do we get vault or whatever room we need? We need study and we need gyms. I need laundry room plus study plus probably locksmith or coat check or something to get me some shit because I can't get through there. So coat check right there immediately solves that problem, and I think I'll just take it. I think it's time to do that. So do I have anything else in my inventory? We don't have... We have a lunchbox. 5 keys, 10 gems. Have I already taken trophy room? I bet I have. No, I got those gems from observatory. We want junctions here, so I think we take closed exhibit. It's the more rare junction room that I am 100% certain that I can enter. Lock-picking kit is very big because my lock-picking skills have increased. We need a study and a laundry room. Those are the big ones. I should check... What is my rarity for... Locksmith is standard. What is my rarity for laundry room? Commonplace. I should really get this room pretty soon. Okay, so... I think this is a great place to put Cloister. Let me go ahead and draft over here, and then I'll come back there. I'm excited. We should look out for hovel. Vault is still at the top of my mind, but we should look out for any... We can't look out for hovel, but we should look out for any of the other rooms because secret passes to shop would go hard, right? I don't have any dice. This would be great, though. Okay, we did not get laundry room, but we did get locksmith, which is also pretty good. I think we take it. It's a dead end, but we take it. Like this solves one of our resources. And I really don't think I need many more than that. Let's go special key. Get silver key. Secret garden key is great for our food. I'll take one more key. I think we can really get everything else with just a laundry room now. Let's go to cloister. We need study desperately. I don't have anything to dig with, so I don't know what I did that for. Only 2 of these doors actually work. Kind of a terrible... that could work. That could work. That could work. Okay, I kind of want to go back to the rest of the rooms and draft from there, though. I'm debating using Banner of the King to get shop, because the problem... We should look around this room first. Anything to do with 8? Because... it's on 8. We need laundry room to get gems to actually use our study ability, and I can't take laundry room right here because it completely shuts down my... Although I could go through foundation, actually. God, at this late stage in the game, you really have more options than you think. Let's just go here. Passageway is pretty great. Uses some gems, but gives me the junctions that I want. I think I probably should take Blessing of the... or Banner of the King. Yeah, because these are all dead ends. I'm going to redraw once. That's better. We should take Foyer here. Oh, I have no gems. Okay. We have a parlor room, right? All the way down here. We could get some gems from that. I really need... This is such a bad room to draw after using... After drafting 5 hallways already. But... it's a 5-letter name. Is there an 8 in here? The family core. There's a key 4. Count Isaac Gates. 8, did you say? We should go to the other side and draft from there, because we need to go get parlor room gems anyways. And if I can draft laundry room down here, we will do Banner of the King. That will help. 1 gem. Go to parlor room first. It doesn't matter. I keep finding myself doing this. It does not matter if we get it this run, because we will get it on a future run. But I would like to get it on this run because I have the excitement going on this run. The statement matching this statement is true. The statement matching this statement is on a completely true box. Oh, you fucker. Oh boy, okay. The statement matching this statement is true. Is a mirror. There are 2 of those statements in this room. I do not know if they are both true or both false. But they both have to be the same thing. The statement matching this statement is on a completely true box. Is over here. The statement matching this statement is on a box containing gems cannot be true because they match each other. Shit. Meaning they are both false, I believe. But if those both are false and these both are false, then they are all false, which is not possible. Shit! So I think... Oh, boy. If two statements say the statement matching this statement is true, and one of those statements is false, it doesn't matter which one. Let's just do theoretically this one. If this one is false... then isn't this one also false? The statement matching this statement. Yes, but this is not the same. The second statement here is not the same. The statement matching this statement is on a box containing gems. One of those can be true and one of those can be false. Absolutely. Which I think has to... Oh my god, I just realized why the parlor room game that is the end, of course only one of those boxes can have something in it, because only one box has a prize within and the other two are always empty. Only one of them can have the book in it and the other two have to be empty. This is a rough one, guys. I'm going to be really honest with you. I do not know what to do about this. The statement matching this statement is on a completely true box. That could be... So it's weird because the statement itself could be false. I don't know. I don't know about this one, guys. I don't know about this one. I think I probably have to pick... So the bottom statement here, the statement matching this statement is on a completely true box. Makes me think something. Neither of these both can't be true. The box containing gem statements cannot both be true. That much I know for sure. This... The statement matching this statement is on a completely true box. Is over here. If the gem statement is true here, then it is false here. I'm just gonna guess. I honestly don't know. I'm gonna guess. I'm wrong. Fuck me sideways with a stick. This is an interesting one, and I would be willing to spend a little bit more time on it, but we're near the end of an episode, and that's a bad excuse, but it is also how I feel. I don't want to spend any more time on it and be wrong. And also, at this point, I'm kind of at the point where parlor games parlor games cause me issues. We could do Mount Holly gift shop here. We're going to do it. Does laundry room cost anything in terms of gems? It costs 1. Meaning we have to go down here to see if we can draft it from here. We have to get laundry room or gems here. We haven't taken trophy room, but it's not looking good. Din does give you gems, and I can rotate it, which is nice. That's good. I got an extra gem now. Okay. Laundry room. Beautiful. Okay, we should have 33 gems, which is more than enough to successfully draft vaults, hopefully. We have looked inside a foyer very quickly. Oh my god, I never even wrote down foyer. What did I do? Did I write something else down twice? We've looked inside of foyer and study. I still think vault is our... The memo is in vault. The memo is in vault. Let's go to this side and draft out of here. We have 29 footsteps, which is not a ton, but we don't need a ton. Yeah, we're gonna redraw a bunch of times. Sorry, I was sitting there thinking about, we should take trophy room here. It's a free redraw and gives me a bunch. It's set 8 more free redraws, and I can still draft from here. So nothing. Boudoir gives us a gem and some footsteps, which I like. But I'm going to keep drawing. Pool would be necessary to see sauna, actually. Okay. Aquarium could give us a gem. I think we take it here. It costs a gem, but it could give us a gem. Give us a gem. Look at that. We don't want something that curves left here. We want something that goes straight. But what we want most of all is actually just vault. Drawing room's pretty good. More redraws than... Let's do drawing room. Gives us more redraws than it costs us to draft it. So we gain a gem. It costs us a gem. But we can redraw each room twice. Or once for free. We got nothing. On the first one. I'm once again tempted to take boudoir, but I will wait a little bit longer. Where's vault? Where's vault? 3 redrafts left. Redraws left, sorry. Great Hall, everything is unlocked and would probably give us gems. So we will take that. But first, I'm going to go draft from here. Give me vault. Give me vault. Kitchen. I should have probably thought about that a little bit. We once again don't want something that goes left, because that takes us exactly where we are going already. We could take straight, but I would prefer vault. We're down to 16 gems already. At some point, we might have to take treasure trove and go back to laundry room, so that's not good. Oy vey. I might just redraw 2 more times here. It's a dead end. It's a dead end. Ballroom is not good. Vault. Okay, so now I'm nervous. We did get money, which is nice. We can turn that into gems if we really need to. Money, money, money. I mean, my first thought is just go over here. So the Photoshop document says 53 equals 8. Three. Why is this room set up this way? Is the next question on my mind. And what I mean by that is mostly this. Why is this fucking cart in the way? Why can you not go here? Right? But despite not being able to go here, you can go here. This is weird. This is abnormal. Why? One reason might be that it lets you go here. I think the big reason is that it gives you perfect access to this. So what's the note say? Family core is unlocked only by the sum of its digits. That was the part I had problem with, was sum. But it makes sense when it's 5 and 3 because the sum is 8. But why is it unlocked by 8? No. That's gotta be it. Yo, you gotta hand it to him. You gotta hand it to him. Oh, I could cry. That is a beautiful solution. Sometimes I like to just take a moment to myself to sit with the solution before I say it out loud, and which I'm sure is not fun for you guys, but man, is it fun for me. There is a fucking useless key in this game. There is a fucking useless key in this game. I don't even have a screenshot of it. I don't know where it is. Oh, that only makes... It's not technically useless because you use it to access room 8. But it only clicks for me when you say unlocked only by 8. There's a key. There's a key. Is there another door here that I accidentally closed? Yeah, right there. Oops. Right there. Yeah, there. I was like, I swear I accidentally... Not accidentally, I was doing it on purpose, but... Oh. Here's the problem. I don't think we can get it today. Maybe. I gotta get gallery, and it's inside of the thing, which is nuts, by the way. That means that you have to solve gallery to open that vault. And that is rough, because solving gallery is the wildest thing in this game. And to put... But, sorry, let me rephrase, because I'm not being precise enough with my language. Here's how I would say it. Gallery is the most optional feeling puzzle that I have seen in this game. Blue memos about a family core does not feel like the same recreational level as gallery feels. Now the thing is, it's maybe not super optional, because in order to complete, it's not like wildly optional because you have to do it to complete the directory. But it's just, gallery is just a puzzle, and I've talked about this before, but it's just a puzzle of a very different variety than anything else we've played in the game. So it's like, it just feels almost separate, or it's just different because it's very different than anything else. What are the odds I can get gallery today? Not good, brother. Not good. This might call for a... What we could do is... Sorry, I'm having thoughts. What you could do is try to do, in future runs, is try to do a bunch of observatory runs while you also grab conservatory with the hope and prayer that you grab conservatory with gallery on it. Once you get gallery at any point during a run, you grab the key and you code check it, meaning then you can go to vault and make it unlock. However, that's a lot of steps. And the other thing that I'm sitting here thinking is, I don't know. We should take kitchen here, 100%. The other thing I'm sitting here thinking is, do either of those rooms have... I don't know because I'm not in conservatory. You have to be in conservatory to tell you what the original rarity of those rooms are. I think they're probably both rare. So the odds of like... I don't know how many green rooms I have. 2? 3? Worth it. We'll save some money for more gyms if we need to. Let's do one thing at a time. And let's try to draft as many rooms in this house as possible and see if we can get a gallery while also... You know, sorry, while also... Let's make the most of this run before we start trying to rationalize how we'll do future runs. I think we just use about as many gyms as we can. And then we probably go... outside the house. We go back to the laundry room. We need money, though. We have a little bit. We kind of need treasure trove. Rumpus room is not bad either, but it goes to the wrong direction. We need treasure trove or... No, that's the big one. Treasure trove. Footsteps is less a big deal right now. I don't need keys. I have to take one of these. Damn. I guess we take break room. Oh, I am tired. Sorry, I just got hit with a wave of sleepy boy. So I don't need, unless it's got room 8 in it. I don't want to do it though. I've done my math for this episode. Please go to the right. Oh boy, we need something that goes to the right. Dovecoat is beautiful here. Truly beautiful. Let's do that, but then... we need to not go in there, and we should go out of the... we should go back to laundry room and go get a couple more gems and hope that we can get a gallery today. That'd be cool. I gotta get out of here, which is gonna be kind of difficult. So we do have a key card. We need to go out to laundry room, probably go out of the house to foundation and draft from there, And then on the way back in there, if we have anything left to draft from, we can grab dining room for extra footsteps. Oh boy, this game. I'm going laundry room, meaning I'm going to entrance hall, then out of here. Still mad I got that wrong. I'm not that mad. It was tough. I'm going to get 20 gems from this, which is some redrawing, but is not a lot of redrawing. I miss Treasure Trove. Treasure Trove would guarantee that I had more gems than I could fit in my pockets, honestly. I'm so happy, though. We solved it. Oh, there's a fucking key for room 8. Which is, I've always thought, was like... I mean, if I'm being honest with you, I thought that was a little... how do I phrase this? I thought that was kind of a, like, not great game design decision. Because I was like, oh, you need a key to get into this fucking dumb room, huh? Not dumb room, this like very cool room, this very exclusive room that helps fill out the directory. Its reward is not great. I think it was allowance, but we did. It was mostly a sense of accomplishment in doing it. But it turns out by solving gallery to get room 8, you also get and for them putting in a like key that only has one very specific and weird use. It doesn't have one specific and weird use. It has a second use, a very important use. A use that shall change everything. Let's go this way first. Towards the corner while we still have lots of... I could have taken Secret Garden there for food, but I don't think that really matters. I can't draw a gallery here. So we go, and I can't draw it to the left either. So we'll go East Wing Hall. This will have to be unlocked because of the way that... And then here we can draw a gallery if we get lucky. Which we won't because it's an impossible room to find because it's rare and I never find it. I'm hoping to tempt fate with that one. It's so rare. It's so rare. Oh no. I hope a rare room named Gallery doesn't come sweep me off my feet. Oh! No fucking way. It worked. Sometimes you just gotta flirt a little bit. This has to work, right? This has to work. Oh my god, I'm nervous now, actually. Oh no. I also don't know how long this episode is going to be, but I am nervous. Let's double check that the audio is still working. It seems good. Testing. Seems good. You beautiful bastard. The other thing is that it says presumably. That's so... You bastard. That's a good puzzle. I'm sorry that that's my compliment, by the way. If you can't tell, I don't know. Some people maybe can't tell, but like sometimes when somebody really gets you with a good puzzle, my response to that is to say something like, "You piece of shit." Said in such an admirable tone, right? Like such a like... It was right under my nose the entire time. Of course it says presumably. The key doesn't even lie to you about what its purpose is. It's called key 8. It's not called room 8 key. It's not called key that definitely does something for room 8. It's called key 8. Presumably unlocks room 8. But of course there's fucking more to the story. You beautiful bastard. Oh my god. Let's go. I'm so happy I don't have to go back to Discord and say, "Hey guys, I don't know how to do it." Help me. Oh, I'm giddy and I'm nervous. Oh, boy. Okay. Shout out to Study, by the way. Study and Laundry Room, a truly lethal combination. We go left here to get Dining Room first, just to be careful, I think. It's definitely worth it. We lose, like, 6 steps to get 20. So what do we think? I mean, what do we think's in there? I have one immediate guess. And I'm scared to even say it out loud. Cuz it feels too... Oh, man. I'm scared to say it out loud. It feels wrong almost. Here's what I'm going to do. I have an idea. This will keep things interesting. I'm going to type it. I'm going to type it in my notes app. I would write it down on a piece of paper, but I have done way too much of that recently. Okay, I've got it typed. It's sitting beside me. I have a guess. I'm a little afraid to hope. Why can you go back here so that you can access 53? Yes! Another puzzle falls. Another puzzle falls. There aren't infinite puzzles. I'm honestly sad to see this go. So my guess, this says the 8th red letter, does not appear to be correct. Fucking allowance. Oh, at least make it like a super allowance, right? It says do not make allowances. I don't know that I've ever noticed that before. Okay, it's got Mount Holly heading on it, and it's a letter. My obsession with ciphers was renewed after my brother died, for among his journals I found a curious square, a grid of words written in a hand I immediately recognized, my mother's. Accompanying this discovery were numerous pages containing traces of my brother's fruitless attempts over the years to decipher this grid. It was a bittersweet find. The excitement I felt was tempered by memories of the unique bond my mother and brother had always shared. I was the child with an interest in puzzles and wordplay, yet it was Simon to whom she bequeathed this cryptic gift. So just to clarify, what we're looking at here Oh, where is it? I got too many documents on my PC. So we're talking about Herbert, and we're talking about Simon, his brother. Herbert is writing a letter saying Simon was the one obsessed with puzzles, which is a very cool piece of information for a person named Simon in this game who is obsessed with puzzles. Maybe I got it genetically. Okay, I'm so sorry. Back to the thing. With all respect to my late brother, it became clear after spending time poring over his notes that he was not very suited to this challenge. Occasionally, he stumbled upon some promising ideas, but none of them were thoroughly pursued. Where I will give him credit, however, is in the extensive research he conducted, combing through a career's worth of our mother's notes and correspondence. This search culminated in the discovery of a letter my mother had written a local professor requesting additional material for use in the creation of a cryptograph. This meager clue was, according to his survey, the only shred of evidence in her belongings that mentioned this project. As for me, I am ashamed to admit that despite all my boasting, I have nothing to show for nearly 3 decades of effort. I am no closer to solving this than I was in those early months of daily obsession. And with each passing year, I'm no closer to solving this than I was in those early months of daily obsession. And with each passing year, I fear my chances of reaching a satisfying conclusion to this adventure grow even slimmer. Some might say this outcome is quite fitting. Poetic justice for tormenting my readers for so many years with seemingly impossible bafflers. While I can certainly relate to their frustrations, I wonder if we really need to obtain answers to all of life's questions. Must we always quench our thirst for knowledge? At my age, I often find myself looking back at the long path behind me. I think I am content to leave a few stones unturned. A life without some mystery is a life without imagination. So I will lay down this burden and leave this stone, and the winding path of intrigue it proceeds for future generations to explore. There's a piece of paper behind it. I will say, I actually have some interesting reactions to the writing here that I hope that they're interesting. 2 things. First is on this page. Occasionally, Simon stumbled upon some promising ideas, but none of them were thoroughly pursued. The very next line states, he conducted extensive research, combing through a career's worth of our mother's notes and correspondence. The way I read the first of those 2 lines is that he had ideas about how to solve things, but he did not pursue them thoroughly. It's as if Herbert is suggesting that the real key to puzzling is not so much being more intelligent or arriving at the right idea more earlier or with less trouble, but that the way to solve puzzles is to quote unquote pursue thoroughly. But then the second line ignores that. I wonder if that is a internal lore, if that's a mistake on the part of the game dev when writing this. To me, I think that this game, above all else, I think the puzzle theme of this game is mostly, the puzzle thesis, I should say, is mostly that thoroughly pursuing will get you answers, even when creative solutions aren't coming quickly to your mind. The whole game, I have a million fucking screenshots. The game asks you to just be thorough. He says he's not thorough. Then he says he's very thorough. That's actually a small detail that is very confusing to me. Not a big deal, but it's just a thing that I noticed. And maybe there's an explanation that I can't think of. But to me, I'm like, what do you mean? The second thing here is this. What does he mean, tormenting my readers for so many years with seemingly impossible bafflers? Was he writing bafflers? Who are his readers? What does that mean? Yeah, let's see the puzzle. Let's see it. Pigs, sand, male, date, head, claim, peak, sand, joya, well, toad, card, will, tape, legs, tree road, made, slab rock, hand vase, safe, clay toes. My first immediate thought here is that these are, so all 4-letter words, right? 5 by 5. My first thought here is that these aren't kind of like the Roman numeral situation. Pigs, sand is actually not 2 4-letter words. It's a 4-letter word and a 3-letter word. Pigs and male. Like maybe these are actually just meant to be one of those puzzles where you just read them aloud. Sand is in there twice, and I'm hoping that means and. But I probably am wrong. Joya is an interesting one because I think we have encountered that somewhere. but I don't remember where. Guys, I got excellent news. There's a whole nother puzzle. The other thing that's interesting here is how many of these words... No? AE. There's a couple I's. There's 0 U's. They're 4-letter words. So by definition, their shape is going to be similar in terms of like consonant vowel usage. Male and maid, for instance, you know, both have male, maid, peak, toad. They have 2 vowels right in the middle. But I don't see any real like similarities there. I do see a good amount of words that have been made 4-letter words by adding S to the end. Legs, toes, pigs. There's also 2 references in this letter to stone unturned, which I will which I do always wonder. I'm like, is this a clue to something? Okay, we've got a new puzzle. The reward for puzzling is a new for puzzling well is a new puzzle, which is my favorite. So let me take some screenshots and we'll get out of here because this has been a long enough day already. That's for sure. So what should we call this letter? We should call this letter the I'm gonna call it the cryptograph letter. You know what I'm gonna call it? I'm gonna call it AA dash cryptograph letter 1. Eventually, we'll put it a different place. For now, I just want to be able to access it at the top of my of my notes, following the tradition of the break room cheat sheet, the outside chamber note, which I can now rename to just be outside antechamber note, and it will go somewhere else now. Sometimes you just gotta keep things at the top by calling them AA dash. Or A dash or whatever. So we've got a new thing to chase down. I'll be very honest with you right now. I have no freaking idea. No idea where to start. I think the thing that I would probably do next, if I were 30 minutes into this episode, I think the thing that I would do immediately actually is I would, and I'm kind of doing it right now. I would find Joya. I would try to find Joya. I'm sitting here in my head trying to find Joya. Try to find Joya, and because that's the weird one, right? Everything else is a word in English, as far as I know. Yeah, I think so. Do any other... Sand appears twice. Do any other words appear twice? That makes me feel like sand is different, as in, like, it's and, or it means something else. I don't know if this is a... yeah, I don't know what to make of it, obviously. We'll just call this cryptograph. So the other thing that's interesting here from a lore perspective, I just realized, is that this was not made by Herbert. We're graduating. This was made by Baroness Oravel, I believe, right? Is the... Is that the correct side of the family tree? Yes. Baroness Oravel. So that's interesting. I don't know that we, I don't know that we've encountered a puzzle by anybody other than Herbert or my mother. We're going up the family tree. So we should go back to Kochek. As hilarious as it is, we have to think about the next round. We should go back to Kochek and put our key card there. So to make that happen, we need to go all the way over to here, which is down, then down to entrance hall, then over. What a run. Oh, man. Couple amazing aha moments today, and I'll tell you what, I wouldn't have got there if I wouldn't have wasted some time doing Spiral of Stars. Would not have gotten there if I wouldn't have absolutely wasted that time. It's that thing I was saying about dead ends the other day. I'm glad that we also... Maybe I'm wrong, by the way. Maybe the thesis of this game is not about... Maybe the, like, puzzling thesis of this game is not about how you solve problems by being thorough. Maybe that's just the route I have taken through it. But the key to unlocking the family core, for me, today, was to break it into sections. Do I theoretically understand numerical cores? Yes. Do I understand this numerical core? I was wrong. And then, what do I do with that information once I have it, rather than trying to take the entire problem at once? And I think this game is... I think that's the way... I mean, I hate to almost say this word, but, like, that's kind of how it feels this game has to be played. It rewards in every ounce of its being thoroughness. And yet for Herbert to be like, my brother was not thorough, and yet was thorough. Maybe he means something different about, like, he researched, but he didn't puzzle. You know what I mean? Like, he liked to learn words from the dictionary, not do the crossword, you know? I don't know what he means, but either way, that's going to have to do it for this episode. What a victory. What a victory. What a day. What was that line from that letter? One more thing while I'm sitting here. Because there was a similarity between that letter and this part. A local professor requesting additional material for use in the creation of a... So... Is it absolutely nuts that two times in this episode somebody has written to a professor asking more information about something? This has got to be the clue. I'm going to table all of this, but this has got to be the clue. This has to be the clue. That's going to do it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like. I'll see you again in the next one. Till then, bye!